The tax relief program was introduced for businesses and individual taxpayers hard hit by the COVID-19 pandemic and other economic factors to settle their taxes at least by the end of this month. By October last year, taxpayers owed the state about $56 billion. With only 6 days left, the Namibia Revenue Agency's head of domestic taxes, Edie Itope, says there has been some compliance, although he could not provide statistics just yet.
So writing off at first 95% of interest, that was very generous. And then later on writing off 75% interest, which is going to be the case until next week, that's also considered generous. If you look at the current rate of interest is 20%. So if you write off 95% or 75%, that's huge. And you do remember that most of these companies and taxpayers really got into trouble because there was compounded interest before that. It has since been repealed, and we don't expect interest on interest anymore because that's not in the law anymore.
Some taxpayers had previously pointed out the difficulties in filing for tax, both manually and electronically. Itope says the tax relief program therefore served to assist the taxpayers to use the integrated tax administration system.
If you look at the fact that you have around 260,000 people who are now using the system, this then means these people no longer have to submit manual returns, returns that get lost at times, and returns that require labor to capture. You always talk about capacity, manpower, and all that. So the intention then, which is the convenience side of things for the taxpayers, that has been met.
The taxman, however, promises there won't be any escape from full compliance after the grace period.
From next week on then, any taxpayer that is owing money will be contacted one by one, of course, depending on how much you owe. And once we contact you, we simply tell you how much you owe. And most of the communication will be done via letters, emails, SMSs, etc. to inform you that you owe money. We would then be inviting you to come settle that, either through an arrangement by means of premiums. In other words, you get installments, or if you can afford, you pay in full. Once we have done that part then, and you have understood why you owe and you agree that you owe, the next step will then be, if you have not made an arrangement to pay, we'll then find alternatives within the ambit of the law to collect the money from you.
Namibia has 887,000 registered taxpayers, of which an estimated 107,000 owe the taxman in capital, while 137,000 owe in interest. Blanche Kores, NBC News.